Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor. You know, over the next few minutes, you are going to have some absolutely incredible information shared with you. You know, I could go back many, many years, 55 years ago. I was one lost soul. I was sitting in a fire hall in the suburb of Toronto, and a man gave me this book, and he said, if you do exactly what I tell you, you can have anything you want. Well, I didn't believe that. But I believed he believed it. And so I thought, I'm going to do exactly what he says. I have never looked back. I have earned millions of dollars. I've had an absolutely phenomenal life, and it just keeps getting better. I have no intentions of slowing down. I'll be 82 here in a day or two, and it just keeps getting better. I got the energy of somebody that's 32. And you know, what you're going to hear over the next few minutes is the essence of everything that I've studied over the past 50 years. Listen really carefully to what they're going to explain to you over the next few minutes. And if you're wise, if you've got your ear to the ground, you're going to see how your results will change dramatically. How you can multiply your income, you can improve your relationships, and you can live in a healthy body. I have studied for a long time. These people have got the answers for you. Listen carefully to them. Hello there.
Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where you are joining us today. I am beyond thrilled to welcome you to our live training, the 2024 Millionaire Self-Image Challenge. My name is Enya Epele, and I am a success advisor with the Paradigm Shift Institute. I joined PSI about a year ago now. Wow, doesn't time fly? And it has been a whole new experience for me. I had strong and unhealthy money paradigms as well as other paradigms, which I had imbibed from family and societal conditioning. And I can tell you without exaggeration, and I'm sure if you ask people who know me, they will tell you that, yeah, this lady has changed. And I must tell you that since then, I have done thrice as much in terms of my earnings. That is with the earnings I have made from the services that I offer, I've made thrice as much as before. And this was because of my added confidence and decisive action since joining PSI coaching. And I am on an intentional journey to earn more. I hope you can hear me. It looks like the network is a bit unstable, but hopefully you can hear me. So I have been challenged and stretched more than I ever have been, but I am grateful for the opportunity to expand and surprise myself in terms of what I am capable of. So I am so thrilled to have you join us for day 2 of the 2024 Millionaire Self-Image Challenge. And I am extending warm greetings from this 3-day live event happening right here in our Facebook group. So if you're here live right now watching this, know that you are in the right place. I can feel your energy already. Thank you so much. We are so happy to have you back. Hopefully you were able to join us yesterday, which was day 1. But even if you weren't able, don't worry, the replays are available in the Facebook group and will be until Monday at 11:59 p.m. Brisbane time. So if you missed that, you can always go back and rewatch it and get your friends to rewatch it also. So as a quick recap, we covered what your self-image is yesterday and what part of your mind controls it. Today, following closely on the heels of day 1, Annie will be sharing on how to write and upgrade your self-image and improve your results. How to get rid of the inferiority complex syndrome. And this is so interesting, right? How to make your failure mechanism work for you. Oh, amazing. And also she's going to be sharing how to use crisis for creative opportunity. So you don't want to miss that. Know that you're not a random attendee. You are here because you chose to be. So I will need you to set aside all distractions, grab a pen and a piece of paper, put your phone on silent, close all other browsers, and give us your full undivided attention for the next few hours. Please listen to a couple of housekeeping items. Note that the workbook has been sent to your email for those who registered and is in the guide section for those who are already in the group. So you can download it or get a dedicated notebook that you can use alongside. Remember that the chat box is open. Please use it to ask your questions and comments throughout the lessons. Our team will interact with you to make sure we answer as many questions as possible during our question and answer session tomorrow. Now, at the end of every session, you will be given an assignment to complete. Thank you for all of those who did it. And you'll be hearing more from me about the assignment for today. And we promise you that today will get you moving towards gaining that 2024 millionaire self-image that you want. And myself and the entire team are looking forward to giving you an amazing event today and are looking forward to spending another day with you. Now, before I hand over to Anu, please pay attention to the short video that will be presented about her life and journey.
Imagine this. You're earning just $12 a month, yet you dream of becoming a millionaire. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Well, not for Anu Wadhwasaini. Born into an impoverished family in India, Anu's childhood was far from easy. Her mother made cow dung cakes to fuel their stove, while her father's untimely death due to lack of financial resources left a void in her life. Adding salt to her wounds, Anu was blamed for her father's death by a family friend who accused her of being too ambitious. Devastated, she stopped eating and drinking, losing considerable weight. But the day her mother fell ill, something clicked. Anu realized that she had to step up and become the breadwinner for her family. Anu made a promise. She would change their lives for the better. Driven by an unyielding desire to escape poverty, she decided to move to New Zealand. The only problem? She needed $22,000, money she didn't have. Undeterred, she asked 10 friends to lend her $2,500 each. In a miraculous turn of events, every single one of them agreed. Arriving in New Zealand, Anu faced new challenges. She enrolled in a program irrelevant to her physiotherapy field and ended up losing about $14,000 of her borrowed money. But she didn't let these setbacks break her. She worked tirelessly, paid off her debt, and brought her family to New Zealand. From being a caregiver to a co-restaurant owner, Anu wore many hats, eventually earning 6 figures a year. However, a turning point came when her request for a pay rise was denied despite her high performance. She felt reduced to a number, and that's when she decided to take control. She invested in herself, sought coaching from the best, and started her own business. Today, she turns her annual 6 figures into monthly earnings, doing what she loves. Recognized as a top 1% consultant globally, Anu is a property investor with a portfolio spanning 3 countries and serves clients in 26 countries. She uses her experience to help others shift their paradigms and multiply their results. Anu's story is a testament to the power of determination and resilience. It shows how one can rise from poverty to success. It makes you wonder what's stopping you from pursuing your impossible dream. Bill Gates once said, "If you are born poor, it's not your mistake, but if you die poor, it's your mistake." So what are you waiting for? Your time is now.
Wow, what a powerful share. And I just want to add behind that she's also a philanthropist who uses 10% of her business profit to help grant disadvantaged children access to quality education. So as I hand over to Anu now, who is more than a coach, but also a friend, I would like her to please share with our listeners the story behind why we came up with this event in the first place. And if you would kindly oblige us with images of that property that we heard about in the video, because this is what this material has helped you manifest.
Yes, no, that's great. Thank you for the great intro, as always. And I will share that tomorrow, if that's okay. I haven't really added in the slides today, but I will definitely do that tomorrow. But thank you for the reminder. And, the reason we're doing this event today is, as I mentioned yesterday, it is, the time of the year, right? Everyone sets their resolution for the new year, but they kind of eventually, after a few days, kind of dies, right? But we don't want you to experience that. We want you to really understand that how our habits are controlled. They're controlled by the paradigms, and one of the strongest paradigms we all have is a self-image. So when you really understand how you upgrade your self-image, you can really embrace that best version of yourself. And why it is a challenge? Because it is going to help you to feel challenged. It is going to help you to really take the action which is out of the comfort zone. So, but I promise you, the millionaire word itself is representing the quantum leaps. That if you're there already, then take it to the next level, how you can make that maybe monthly. But if you're not there yet, that how can you make that in a year? That is exactly what this event is going to serve you with. And we have covered, powerful topics yesterday, and we've got great content to cover today as well. So yeah, let's get started. Who is excited?
Yes, great. So with that, everyone, let me welcome the woman of the moment. The floor is all yours, Anu.
Great. Thank you, Inia. All right. So how's everyone doing? Hey, day 2. And I kind of we had covered so much yesterday. We understood what self-image is, how it is developed, how it really works like a cybernetic system, why it controls our results, and how belief can blockage your success. How can you get rid of those beliefs? How can you dehypnotize those beliefs which are really sabotaging your success? So that all, we covered that. Now, my question to you before we get started with today is, what was your biggest breakthrough you had yesterday? What was your biggest aha moment you had yesterday? Let me know in the comment section. So really bring some energy, guys, because it's you have made this decision to be here. You made this decision to watch us in the replay. And I do want to say, the people who watch the replay, please do put in #replay in the comment section. Let us know where you're connecting from. And if you're here live, let us know where you're joining us from, what you do. Because when we know you, we can serve you better, right? So do that and let us know, what is your aha moment? What was your aha moment? What was that breakthrough? Maybe what was something you didn't understand and you would like more clarity on, so we can help you with that tomorrow in our question and answer session, okay? So what are you going to learn today? It's actually today, so not tomorrow. So my apologies. So how to get rid of the inferiority complex. How can you turn crisis into any creative opportunities for success and happiness? How to upgrade your self-image to improve your results? And there's some special announcement and a live case study. So we will have someone who will come and share their experience with us. I do want to say that we've covered all that content. There's so much we're going to cover today, but in the end of this session, I will be presenting an opportunity to work with us with people who are really committed. So we will share with you how that looks like, right? So it is only for the people who are not interested, who are committed for their goals. But we'll talk about that at the end of this session. But I'm just letting you know beforehand so that you are well prepared. Now, who is ready? Who is ready for day 2? Put ready in the comment for me, please. Who is ready to learn how to upgrade your self-image? How to get rid of that complex maybe you're experiencing within. That truly can be something which can stop people to get to the next level, right? Thanks, Roderick. The people who, I don't know, for some reason, I can see your name, Roderick. I can see Alex's name. I can't see others' name. But I do see as a Facebook user. I think you're going to give permission to StreamYard so I can see those names. So please do that if you can. Now, let's get started. Now, first of all, let me ask you this. Do you often compare yourself with others? Yes or no? Put in yes or no. Do you often compare yourself with others? Because if you do, then don't. Now you may say, well, I already know I shouldn't, but I do, right? So when you work on a goal, a C-type goal we discussed yesterday, to really focus on to get better than how you were yesterday, not really focusing on comparing with others. Just always have this goal, how can I become better version of myself than how I was yesterday? 1% better than yesterday. We're not really working here to get better and compare to others and compare to our version, which was yesterday. That's always the case. I remember when I was working for the bank, I was doing very well in the insurance industry. And they used to ask me this, that because I used to be the top one in terms of the sales, so there wasn't really anyone for me to compete against. And they always said that should impact your performance. And I was like, no, I'm actually competing with my own self, that how did I perform yesterday and how can I do better today? So this is how we should do. So when you really have that focus, just doing the best you can than yesterday, then truly your focus will be just on you, not on anyone else. So that would help you to not compare with others. Now, how to get rid of your inferiority complex? How to get rid of that? Reminder, we all of us here are unique. If we are unique, then there's no comparison, right? Everyone has had different experiences, different challenges in their life. So the focus on the good qualities, focus on the strengths you have, work on them to really get better at those strengths. Don't focus on the weakness. Have awareness of that weakness, but don't keep focusing on, oh, I'm not confident, oh, I'm shy. And if you're going to keep doing that, you're going to keep attracting more of that, right? So remember this, you are not inferior. You're not superior. You are just simply you. That unique version of you in this whole universe. Remember when, they do the DNA test? Every one of us has that different imprint because we all are unique. So there's no comparison, no inferiority complex. Now, how can you make your failure mechanism work for you? Now, what does that mean? If you feel drained, tired, then know this, that our goal striving mechanism can be either successful mechanism or it can be a failure depending upon, you know what the difference is? Depending upon what data you feed it. What are you feeding all day long? So what is a failure mechanism? So goal achieving mechanism is called failure mechanism when when the data, the communication, the inside talk, the ideas you're feeding is negative. Now, how can we make it work for us though? Now you may say, well, okay, failure mechanism is the negative information. How am I going to make it work for me, right? Now, negative thinking can be good when used properly. I really want you to pay attention here. What we're talking about here is, say for instance, a golfer, when he plays, he's aware of that bunker while playing golf, right? He look at that bunker, but he focuses on the green part, the grassy area. That's how he becomes the successful golfer, because he's glancing at that bunker. However, his goal is not to let the ball go there. He's aware of that, but he's not focusing on that. He's focusing on the greener area. So similarly, if there is anything negative, like say, for example, for me, right? I'll share my own example. You guys have listened to this story yesterday and today as well. So for me, the kind of experiences I had in my life, especially to do with the financial challenges, that has really put me, it's kind of that something I'm always working to get better at, in terms of that financial, say, insecurity. I don't want to experience that ever again in my life. So I am very much goal driven. I'm very much ambitious. I'm very much about developing, getting better and better. Now, I'm aware of that. However, I'm not focusing on that though, but I'm using that previous experience to help me propel forward. Are you guys getting the point? That how can we use the failure mechanism to work for us? Yes, no? So if you had any previous experiences, say for example, you may say, there's something you have experienced in your life. You don't want your kids to feel that. And that's why you're ambitious. You really want to make your goal happen, because you remember that failure, that pain you had, but you are using that to use as a fuel to go forward. So that's how you use the failure mechanism to work for you. Now, for example, in this case, Shaima, right? She was in a situation, she was a new mom, and the kind of the situation she was in, it wasn't that great. There was some toxicity in the relationships. But when she started in this journey in TIR, which call it Thinking in Result, that's the name of the coaching program we offer. So she was able to transform. So she was able to use that failure mechanism to work for her. And that is how she was able to shift her paradigms and turn her annual income into monthly while being mama, working from home, right? Relationships got better. How? Obviously, there were steps and we've helped her with that, but she was able to learn how to use that mechanism to work for her. Now, how can you turn crisis into a creative opportunity for success and happiness? Everyone works differently, right? Some work under pressure, some don't work under pressure. So what you can do, how can you turn the crisis into a creative opportunity? You can practice that how you would react in the time of when things are not well. So when you're practicing, practice without pressure. So, for example, fire drill, right? So um, when there's an actual fire, the same number of people are not really usually able to find the exits calmly. They take longer to clear the building. It's much more faster, and it's much more slower and rush and really chaotic. However, when they're doing the drill with the same number of people, it's much calmer, it's much faster. Why? Because there's no pressure, they're practicing it. But as they're doing practice, they get better even in any real situation like that. So this is how you could even do that. If there's something which triggers you, there's something which really makes you nervous, or maybe if you have this, some, say, for example, you're going to speak somewhere and you feel that, I'm not really sure how I'm going to do. So you can practice when you're not under pressure, right? So like for example, in my story, so I was able to, and I'm grateful that I was able to turn those crises I experienced into the opportunity, because I know if I didn't have those, I would have been stuck in the same place. I would have been comfortable in that life. But that really propelled me to do something about it. Contrast is good sometimes. It really makes us realize what we do not want in our life. So when we experience something which is not good, it tells us we don't like it and we want to achieve something opposite. So this is how you can really turn your crisis into the opportunity and help yourself to propel towards the goal you really want to achieve. So now let's look into a few ways that how you can turn that. So how to really think in a worse situation. Stay goal-oriented, even when there's a challenge. And why are we covering this? Now, you may say, well, why are we talking about this? Because I know in daily life, most of the people we really talk with, they kind of like, I know it's great. It's great when things are going well, but when there's a challenge, that's where the struggle is. So that's why it's important to know, be aware, what can we do when things are not going well? You got to stay goal-oriented even in crisis. So when you keep your original, that C-type goal as a focus and don't really get sidetracked into any other ones or in any other situation, wherever your attention goes, the energy flows and that things gets bigger. So that is how you will be able to take care of, by just staying focused to that goal, regardless of what outside circumstances, what outside senses are telling you. So if you can, use this situation as a stimulus, trust me, that is going to release more power within you. It's going to release more power. It's a test. So don't fail there. Don't give up. Okay. Now, what if you gave up? Then you would never know the gold might be only 3 feet away. Who has heard about that story? The 3 feet gold story. Have you heard of that? I really love that story because it talks about the power of persistence, right? So this guy in the Think and Grow Rich, who had this, land which had all this gold, but he was digging, and he decided to give up just 3 feet away from the gold. And he sold the land only for, I think, a couple of hundreds or $100 to a junk dealer. That person hired a specialized knowledge. He hired someone who suggested that usually, when there's a movement within the earth plates, then the gold might have gone about 3 feet here and there. So he knew that it was not far away, and he digged further 3 feet, and he was able to found gold. And this person, when he found out about this news, he decided that I'm never going to give up. And this person who sold the land for only about $100, he became the top insurance salesperson in his own time. And that was because he would never give up. So never let your challenges to stop you, right? So what is the worst? That's another way you can tackle the crisis, any challenging situation. So what is the worst that can possibly happen for you? When we are in a challenging situation, and we can ask ourselves, what's the worst that can happen now, right? You have, when you have nothing to lose. I remember this when I shared my story with Bob, and I told him how I borrowed $22,000 when I had nothing at all. And he said to me, when you had nothing to lose, I was willing to take all that risk. But when you have something, you think about it, you kind of like get so conscious and everything, and you start to use the imagination against you, and you start to make mountains out of molehills, right? So you need to think about this. I'm already in this challenge, right? So what's the worst can happen? And really start to think upward from that place rather than using the imagination against you, like we have discussed yesterday, right? So when you started looking at the challenges and the crisis as actually a stimulus, as actually a power, when you have this attitude, instead, when you're facing any challenge, when you face any danger, you would fearlessly accept the challenge and truly, confidently expand your strength in every challenging situation. It's like when you have that, when you, the secret lies in when you fearlessly accept the challenge and confidently expand your strength. There's a saying I really love it. It's something like this, that don't say that I hope nothing happens, but rather say I can handle it all, right? So don't hope nothing happens, but just say that I know I can handle it all. So have that attitude instead. Now, this is my most favorite part of this event. And I guess one part of that is tomorrow as well. That's where we'll be talking about the millionaire. How do they think? How do those successful people feel, act? We will talk about that tomorrow. But today we're going to learn how to upgrade your self-image. Who is excited to learn that? Say me if that's you. Are you ready? Are you ready to upgrade your self-image? Are you ready to embrace your millionaire self-image? Say yes if that's you. Say me if that's you. I want to see all those me's now. Great. Self-image is a boundary to our achievements. So we need to expand that. And we discussed that, how it really limits us, right? Now, how can we do that? One way, by studying you. By studying you. Spend time on you. Spend time on your personal development. We suggest all our clients, when they have a coaching with us, that we ask them for one commitment. And that commitment is that they will be investing 1 hour of their time on themselves every day. In fact, if they say we can't have 1 hour, we can't help. That's must. You have to study you. If you're not doing that every day, you're not expanding your awareness. You're not expanding your self-image. So if you don't have time for that, then I guess you don't have time for your goals. You don't have time for your dreams. So you can't really blame anyone else, right? Now, studying you is one. Now let's talk about rewriting the character and its life. Now, I think I touched on that yesterday as well. So I want you to see yourself as the hero, the director of your own movie, right? So how would you rewrite your own character? How would you rewrite your life? That's, in fact, is one of the assignment today. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who has done the assignments. I have received some messages that has been put in the comments, but can I please encourage you to submit that as a post, because then it's easy to find. We don't want to miss any assignments, so we can check and we can help you out with and give you any feedback required. Okay, so the assignment for today is actually around this, and you're going to love that. And please make sure you're going to do that, because that truly is going to move you from where you are to where you want to be. So that can be something like, say, for instance, again, going back to the same example I shared yesterday, if you want to make 100,000, if you're making 100,000 a year, you want to make 100,000 a month, you're here, you want to go there, right? Do you think that's going to happen without any growth within you? No. If you're not that disciplined and you're saying, I want 10 times my income without actually learning to be more disciplined, it's not going to happen. You would need to, if you're here at 100K a year and you're making the decisions like 100K a year, you will keep getting the same result of 100K a year. If you want to take from 100K a year to 100K a month, you must understand and accept this. You will need to start taking the decisions like a person who is earning 100K a month. So you will need to become that version of that person now, right? So when I'm saying rewrite the character, before that, you will need to tap into that person who you need to become to reach that goal, whatever your CTAP goal is for 2024. Is it making sense? Yes, no? So the question to ask yourself, who do I need to become to reach that goal? And whatever the answers comes to you, you write the character from that. You write the life script from that place. Okay? Now, another thing is, I really want to make sure that you guys understand that sometime when you look at yourself, then it's very easy to really send this negative energy to yourself and criticize yourself. Oh no, I'm not really good. Oh, I'm not really great in discipline. You know what? I don't really make decisions fast. Be aware of that, but don't be too hard on yourself. Really shows some appreciation for where you are. Really fall in love with developing that best version of yourself, which is within you. So when you start loving yourself, you will get discipline, because what is discipline? Discipline is self-love, right? So discipline is your ability to command to yourself and then follow it. And if you're giving the command to yourself and you're not following it, how does it make you feel? It doesn't make you feel good, right? So it is a self-love. When you decide that, okay, I've decided this and this is what I'm going to do. This is the diet, what I'm going to follow. This is what the schedule I'm going to follow. Show some respect to that, because that is the kind of the self-love. And when you do that, it is going to help you to expand that self-image. Self-image can be so huge. And when you start to shift that, the results are miraculous. I'm going to share one quick story of our client. I think I probably touched on that yesterday. And this is, he couldn't be here live with us today, but Israel, he joined us about 3.5 months ago, or maybe 3 months, a week ago. He's from Nigeria. So he has multiplied his income 7 times within 3 months of joining us. He's done well-paid speaking engagements in 7 countries. He's attracted amazing publication opportunities in USA. Now he's actually working on a national level project of $200 million. And the very first call I remember when I had with him, he said, Anu, money doesn't drive me. I'm happy with my life. He's a pastor, right? So as soon as he was able to embrace the self-image of himself, that more good he can, if more he can earn, the more good he can do to others, more he can help others. As soon as he embraced that image, the results were amazing, right? And obviously, this is just the beginning. There's so much, like he's still got 9 months to go. So people sometimes can really hung up with what I'm paying now, what they don't realize, they can't see what is to come. I really love this one about the self-image. Now, first step we have discussed about, you write the script of the character, you write the script for your life. And that's something like this, and I really love this quote: a dream of my painting, and then I paint my dream. This, what we're talking about here to upgrade the self-image, it's like that, because we are dreaming, we are visualizing, we are imagining who do I need to become to get to my goal, and then I'm painting that dream, then I'm writing that dream, then I'm writing that character, then I'm writing that life script. For me personally, these few words truly I have lived these words. And all my results, you can say, I think it sums up well, but obviously I wrote her with the help of that coaching, with the help of that blueprint, with the help of my coach. I wrote her and then I became her. So the reason I'm sharing it here, the assignments which we've asked you to do today, you must do that. If you don't have time for that, if you can't write your own character, if you can't write the life script, then I'm sorry, this is probably not for you. So, but does it end there? No, the work actually starts there. So there's 3 steps to that. First, you write the script in the present tense of the person you want to become. Like, I'm happy and grateful, I'm disciplined, I am goal achiever, I'm earning X amount every month and I love it. So you write down those statements. That's the step 1. Step 2 is having that, like, that synthetic experience, really rehearsing that in your mind. Whatever you're writing, you're rehearsing that in your mind. You're thinking and feeling and acting like that person you want to become, right? So that's the step 2. So you're rehearsing that in your mind. The step 3 is you're not only just seeing it in your mind, but now all day long, you're actually creating the real life experience by acting like the person you want to become. You have to show up for that. You have to take the action for that. So you can't say, well, okay, I'm writing the script, I'm doing my self-image, I'm seeing that in my mind, I'm doing the visualization, but when it comes to step 3, I'm not taking any action. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You have to show up with the best of your abilities you can at this moment, and you will get better, right? And I think I shared that example yesterday with you guys, that how I used to go into that showroom, where the travel showroom, right? That how those people were walking in and giving their passports and paying, and I started seeing them. How are they walking? How are they talking? What kind of confidence they're carrying? How are they dressing? So that's just one example. Now, there's many examples. You have to become in your mind and also act all day long like that person. Okay? Make sense, guys? You guys with me? Show some hearts, show some love if you're here, so that I know you're here. I think my comments really go slow on my phone for some reason, so I can't really see sometimes. So, keep sharing any aha moments, so that it really helps me to know that, okay, you guys are there, you guys, you are understanding, or if you have any questions as well. So, put in there so that I can address that on the same time. Now, how to write the script. the question you can ask yourself, like I mentioned before, who do I need to become? Now, a couple of things I would suggest here, that make sure that when you're writing the script, that you are covering all areas of your life. So not only financials, financial life, your love life, your spiritual life, your health. And you cover these statements in all areas of your life. So you are experiencing that in all dimensions. Okay? That's one. Number two, write the present statements. 3, bring some emotions to that. Okay? So when you're writing that, when you have that in mind, and when you're really imagining, say for example, you kind of like, you know what, Anu, I'm not really that confident, and that's where when it comes to selling, and I'm kind of like, I don't really do well, and that's why my business is not doing well and all that. So then you have to accept that concept of yourself, that you're a great salesman. So you have to see yourself, and you have to write that script, and you have to not only repeat in your mind, and you have to start showing up every day to get better, like that confident salesperson, right? So that's where you would see the change in the result. Now, that's very important to understand, because one of the work you would, we would say usually, when we're helping you in this journey, that it's very important to understand, how does it feel like to be that person? And we're going to go in more depth tomorrow, that how do even those successful people feel? We'll touch on that, but how to feel like that person now. Some of the things you can do, and I certainly have done, research some people, they're very successful, or maybe the research people, that they're already living the goal you want to live, right? And go on their social media, look into their lifestyles, and that would help you to expand your self-image, to write down and get some ideas. Or it could be, say for example, you kind of a person who orders some takeaways every day. And what you can do within your financial budget, that instead of ordering that every day, you can say, well, okay, I'm going to save it up, but I'm going to go in a fine luxury dining restaurant. So when you go there and you're dining in there, you're experiencing that, you're feeling that, right? Or maybe it can be that you're just going there to have a cup of coffee, but you're feeling how it is going to be like being there. The other example can be going for a test drive in your, the favorite car you want to buy, getting dressed up and going there and really booking the test drive. That can be something which can help you to understand how it is going to feel like being there now. So not when you get there, but now. Okay. Now, this is another success story, Brent from California. When he really understood and upgraded his self-image, using the same blueprint, the 12 steps blueprint we help you with, he achieved the goal of owning 53 rental properties with the help of this coaching I'm pretty sure it is within a year. But the full story is in the guide section. Feel free to go and watch that. And now he's working on his goal to own 100 homes. But how he was able to reach his goal was by upgrading the self-image. He had this goal of, I want to do that. I want to be owner of 100 homes. And obviously he needed to accept and start seeing himself that way. And the results are phenomenal, right? So there's no doubt he's definitely going to get 200 homes, right? So that's a great win within a year. Now, did you know that 95% of the businesses don't make to 1 million a year? So let me ask you this. How much do you want to earn in 2024? Put that in the comment section if you feel comfortable. But why should you be shy even? Put that in. How much do you want to earn in 2024? And I want to know how much. Because if you can share with me. We can help you to build that path. Now, if you don't want to do it here, put that in the messenger and send me a message. Now, my question for you is, do you think with the right system and the right process, having a plan, a blueprint, coached by someone who's gone through that journey themselves, if you had that, can you achieve that goal? So the goal you've decided for 2024, now having the right system, the blueprint, and the guidance by someone who's already gone through that, can you achieve that goal? Put yes or no. Now, right now, you may be feeling it is not achievable, or maybe you are feeling intellectually it is achievable, but actually subconsciously it's far away. But if you had the proper guidance, the steps, you knew that, okay, I need to take this step, and then next step after that, could you achieve that? Could you achieve that? This is exactly what we do in the Paradigm Shift Institute, and I'm very much passionate about that. And I guess my past, my experience in my life, that has actually given me the every solid reason to help people who are stuck to really achieve that quantum leaps, because I promise you, whether it is just you're here only for today and tomorrow, whether we work in the future or not. But please listen me out here. Do this favor to yourself. Stop blaming the circumstances. Stop blaming whatever is coming in your mind that, I can't do that because of this. There's no reason outside can stop you. It's only what is within which is stopping you. Based on what that goal you have decided, I want you to have that vision in your mind, in your heart, in your gut. I really want you to commit to doing what it is going to take as that successful business person, as a successful CEO that you are capable of becoming. You will have to upgrade the identity, right? You have to upgrade the self-image. You have to upgrade your beliefs. You have to upgrade your skills to be able to get there. Would you agree with that? Would you agree with that? If you really want to quantum leap your results, and I've seen some of the comments you have shared. So I saw 1,600,000, 200K per month. So that's great, right? But then it's not going to happen without upgrading your self-image. It's not going to happen without upgrading your beliefs, your skills, right? So are you up for that? That's the question. Now, this is, I'm going to share another analogy with you to really accept this concept. Now, before I do that, I forgot to mention that in the beginning of this session, we have got quite a few new members in our community today. So we've grown to 2,500 group members. So I know there's a lot of newbies today joining us. So welcome. I do want to say welcome, everyone. If this is your first session, so just know that the replays are in the guide section. You can browse around, and if you have any question, reach out to us. Now, income breakthrough is like solving a puzzle. Who has played a puzzle in their life before? Who has played a puzzle in their life before? Now for most of you, okay, I'm just looking at the numbers. It looks like, okay, I forgot. So there's a lot of new YouTubers in there. So Pragti, can you please put in the comment the link for those people to join us in the group, if they can? Now, all the pieces of the puzzle are in here, right? Now, for most of you, this is what your business looks like. If you're an employee, and obviously, if you want to quantum leap, you can't have the quantum leap by being employee. You would have to accept that you will have to start some side hustle, a side income, right? Now, this is what maybe you feel your business looks like. It's kind of a puzzle. You don't have all the pieces of the puzzle right now. Is it making sense? Yeah. Now, in a way, when you do the puzzle, they all fit in perfectly to really create the picture of what that puzzle piece is supposed to do, right? So depending on what the puzzle is like. Now, right now, you may be feeling you don't have the clarity on what you want. You don't have the discipline. You don't have courage. You don't have belief, no confidence, no idea. You don't know how you can get to that goal. You have no support. You have no action plan. And that is how you kind of feeling. It's kind of everywhere. You don't know where to start, right? Now, just when you resolve a puzzle, how do you do that? When you get some help, when you kind of see the picture outside the puzzle box, okay, this is how it looks like. And then it's easy when you have the help and then you start putting the pieces together, then you can resolve that, right? Now, how many of you would say can paint a beautiful picture? Say yes if that's you. I couldn't. Anyone here can paint a beautiful picture, with like paint a proper, like on a canvas, really like an artist. Who can do that? So the idea is, yes, there are a few people who are really gifted with that talent, so that's great, but not everyone can do that. However, if you were asked to paint something with some directions, with numbers, with some outlines, then it's easy. I would say I wasn't really good in drawing at all. I wasn't good in the painting at all. And my daughter is so, she's so damn good in that. And I kind of started, some of the books we helped her, we bought for her to kind of, to really go to the next level. And one of them was, had some numbers and to kind of draw some complex drawings and stuff and then do the painting. And I learned with her and I was able to do that now when I knew that was one of my weakness I wasn't good at. But when I had that proper method, the numbers, the steps where I need to go from one to next, it was easy, right? So similarly, if you had the guidance, the steps, the clear vision of what that looks like, what is the steps you need to follow. This is what exactly you need to, this is what the number 1, 2, 3. So this is, you go here and then there, and there's a support there. Someone is there to guide you. Then could you solve this income puzzle? Could you solve this income puzzle to go from, say, 100K to 100K a year to 100K a month? That's a puzzle. But if you had the right steps, if you had the guidance, could you solve that puzzle? Let me know. Yes, perhaps. Okay. Yeah. So, but I guess the chances of that, solving that puzzle with the help, is way more than doing it alone. Would that be fair to say that? Right? Now, that is going to happen with one action. There is a single mental move which solves a lot of problems, which can really move mountains in a millisecond, which can resolve number of problems for you. And do you know what that is? Anyone? What is that one single mental move that can solve number of problems for you? Yes, great. That is the decision, a decision to change, right? The people who are really good at making decisions without getting influenced by others, without getting influenced by the opinion of others, those are the people whose annual incomes fall into the 7-figure category and above. So, and it's not really only just your income, right? So that gets affected by your decisions. Your whole life is truly dominated by this power. So if someone, if you want to see someone, okay, where they are right now, they are there because of their past decisions they have made in their life. And what decisions you're making today, that is what is going to dictate what your future looks like. Right? So how would you scale yourself in terms of your decision-making ability from 1 to 10? 10 being super fast, do it within few seconds, and 1 being not that great. Where would you rate yourself? And again, we're not judging it. We're just really being aware with the intention of how we can get better. No one can see you making decisions, but what they really always see, the results of your decisions. And if you fail to develop this ability, that is going to really create some internal conflicts. And you will always find that you kind of tugged between two options. There's a mental emotional war going on, and doctors have called that state as being ambivalence. Anyone has experienced that? Are you someone who feels confused in two options? I know 5 years back, if I look into myself, I always found myself that I was challenged between two options. Now, there's always, you can get better and better and better. But yes, this material has helped me with the ability of making the decision. And that's so key. If you can't do that, if you're not making decisions fast, you're going to stay stuck in your results. Now, let's understand that with a little bit more depth, that how it actually works, why decision is so important. We know that everything is on a frequency. I want you to see these lines represents a levels of vibration. So we think on frequencies. The results we're getting they're nothing but really manifestation of our thoughts. And those thoughts are on a certain frequency. One thing to understand here, the level of the vibrations are, they are actually often referred to as frequencies, and we think on frequencies. And imagine this is where you are right now. This is where your thoughts are. This is where your results are. And this is where your goal is. Now, goal is on a different frequency than where you are right now. Okay. Now, if you want to get to your goal, you would have to make a committed decision, and that is going to help you to go from this frequency to this frequency, from here to there. Now, if you say, well, I'll make this decision when it's a better time, you come back into the same frequency where you are. You don't move. And if you say, well, I'll do this when I have money, I'll do this when my kids get bigger, whatever the situation is, as soon as you kind of say that, you come back to the same frequency. And then guess what? Results don't change. Nothing changes. You stay stuck in the same results. Nothing changes. I'm sure you guys have heard the story of Napoleon Hill, that how he was tested and he was able to make the decisions within few seconds that he was happy to work for Andrew Carnegie without any financial compensation. And that's what the book Think and Grow Rich came from, right? And he didn't know that Andrew was testing him with a timer in his hand under the table, that how long he was going to take to make the decision. And he did pass, Napoleon Hill did pass the test by making the decision within 26 seconds. Now, this is where you are, this is where your goal is, and that is on a different frequency. And the best way to make a decision is decide from the place of your goal, not from where you are. Not from where you are, but where you want to be. And that is going to happen not by just random decision, not by a decision which is you're going to change. It is going to happen when you're going to make a committed decision, an unwavering decision, an irrevocable decision. That's when you will see the power of that. And in my story, I've shared yesterday, right? So when I made the committed decision that, yes, I'm going to New Zealand, regardless of where my financial situation was, what my family was saying, I had the cultural pressure, getting married, all that. But no, I had made up my mind, I'm going to make it happen no matter what. Now that was committed within myself, right? Universe knew that. And what happened? Everyone, I came up with this idea of asking 10 people to help me, and every one of them said yes. Do you think that was an accident? No, that was by law, because I had made the committed decision. People don't understand. I think they get really stuck at that. When it comes down to really to make some decisions, they kind of doubtful. They kind of like, yes, I'll do this. And they kind of come back to the same frequency of where they are right now. They think that's where they're going to always stay, but they don't understand when you make the committed decision, things work out every single time. Every single time, because it is by law. So you have to think and act like the person you want to become, not where you are. We speak to many people, and a common thing we hear is they want to do something, they need help and everything, and when it comes down to kind of making an investment in themselves, they just look at their current financial situation. They're not able to see where they're going to be. When they think and act like the person they want to be, then they would be able to make the decision from that place. And it's a law, when you are on a certain frequency, you must attract everything which is in that frequency. It's like the radio channel, right? If you want to hear certain music, some classic music, you would have to tune into that frequency, and then boom, the music is going to come. It's not that it wasn't there before, it was there always, but you just tuned into that frequency. Similarly, when you tune into that with that commitment, you will see things going to work like magic. And it truly is not a magic, because it is by law. So want is the only prerequisite for making a decision. So the goal you have decided for 2024, how badly you want that? How badly do you want that? Out of 10. 10 being like, I can't live without it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm committed. How badly you want that? And 1 is like, whatever. Tell me what that number looks like. And that is why the successful people make decision fast. That is the one common thing Napoleon Hill found in all those 500 most successful people. They know what they want. They have the clarity of what they want. Excellent. I see many 10s there. Great. Sometimes what I see in many people, and I'm pretty sure you can relate to that as well, people feel, if I don't make a decision, at least I haven't made a decision yet, or I haven't made a bad decision yet. What you don't understand, you either create or you either disintegrate. There's nothing in the middle. So if you're not creating, you are disintegrating. An indecision, a confusion, staying stuck, causes disintegration. How often have you heard a person say, well, I don't know what to do? How often have you heard them say, what should I do? So many times, when you get up in the morning to until when you go to sleep, there's so many decisions you have to make. What clothes do I wear? What do I eat? What do I buy? Do I love them? Do I leave them? I stay with them. Oh, I go to work or not? Should I buy this or not? Should I watch this or not? So many decisions. And it happens so frequently in our day, all day long, and we don't even realize that when it comes to making a decision about you, your dreams, your goals, you get stuck. You're slow. You want suggestion from others. And how can someone else suggest you a decision about your goal when it's not their dream? When I heard this word from Bob the very first time around being an unconscious competent, I didn't quite understand exactly what he meant. Like, I knew intellectually, but honestly, I didn't know, what was that he was referring to? Now I clearly do, because everything I have shared in my story and, in the video and the guide section, which we've shared, that the steps I was taking, I was taking by law. I was an unconscious competent, but I was making the right decisions. Now, I really want you to imagine this, and I want you to relate your situation with that. I'm pretty sure there's probably a decision you kind of have put on hold, or it's kind of been there in your mind for long. You haven't made it yet. I really want you to challenge yourself to make that, whatever the decision you've been procrastinating, to make it today. In my situation, I had lost my father. We were kind of in the situation, my brother, he was younger than me, and he's at that time, I was the only breadwinner of the family. My family's like, go and get married, start your life. We are happy the way we are. Don't worry about us. That was probably an easy way out. But my vision, my desire from the experience losing father to being accused of his death and all that really triggered, right? I was like, no, but you don't understand. I want to do this. I want to have this financial freedom. And my family, my mom was like, I remember literally she used to cry at times and why I don't listen to her. But she knew in a way that I wasn't really trying to do something which was, not good for the family or whatever. She knew, but she just didn't have the belief that I could do that. Because it was not her vision. She knew that I could, if I decided something, that I have the courage and everything, but she just didn't want me to experience all hardships. Now, imagine from that place, the decision I made to have the courage of investing $22,000, which I didn't have, and asked for 2 years of my life. Did I know how I was going to make it happen? No. Did I know anyone in New Zealand? Well, I knew one person, but that was like a friend's friend, like not really that closely. Did I have any job? No. Now, what I did, I really want you to go back into this slide. What I did, I made the decision from my goal. I was only entertaining that it is going to happen. It is going to work. I am going to have financial freedom. So it's not to worry that I'm borrowing further funds. Now, I'm not suggesting or advising anyone to borrow money, but I'm just really proving a fact I'm trying to explain here, that when you make a decision from this place of your goal, it always works. It always works. And that's exactly why it worked for me. Now, I wasn't aware of this information then. I was an unconscious competent. But now when I look back, I understand what Bob Proctor meant. So everything happened by luck. People may say I was lucky, but it was by law. Make sense, guys? Now, decision makers are great achievers. Anyone who's made, 7 figures plus, they are very fast decision makers. They are truly the achievers. The greatest stumbling block in decision making you will find is circumstances. A lot of time you hear, we let the circumstances get on our way. More dreams are shattered, the goals are lost because of this one word, circumstances, than any other single factor. How often have you caught yourself saying, oh, I really would like to do this, but I cannot because of this, because of this circumstance? And I really love how Napoleon Hill put it. He said, circumstances make them. Are you that courageous enough to say that I make them? Say that with me in the comment if that's you. Circumstances, I make them. Anyone feeling that courageous to say that? I make them. Excellent. So, quitting is a decision. Many misguided people try something once, twice, and if they don't hit the target, they feel they are failure. And then what? They give up. Failing doesn't make anyone a failure, but quitting most definitely does. And quitting is a decision. By following, the desire, the dream you want to achieve, that you would have to say that to yourself, that giving up is not a choice for me. Quitting is not an option for me. So at the end of the day, you have to make that choice. Whether one is that, okay, I give up, I fail, or you say, well, no, I am not going to give up. I'm going to make it happen, and I am ready to level up. I'm ready to level up. So let me ask you this. Are you ready to level up? Say yes if that's you. Are you ready to level up? I want to hear from everyone who is watching us in YouTube, in Facebook. Are you ready to level up in 2024? Say yes if that's you. You have to get out of your own way if you really want to level up. You have to raise your standards. Who is ready to raise their standards? Who is ready to raise their standards? Because right now, the results you get, the results you have are because of the habits you have. Sorry, I know it's a tough truth, right? To accept that. So whatever results you have right now in your life, whether you're happy about or not happy about, that is because of your own habits. Sometimes it's good to hear the tough truth. And truly, this is what actually you need to hear next year if you really want to scale up and quantum leaps. It is your choice that you can make 2024 as your best year versus another good, average, mediocre year. It's your choice. So are you ready? Are you ready to make that as your best year? Are you really ready? Yes, yes, yes. I want to hear all those yeses if that's you. Yeah. You know, I know who is here, who's watching replay, YouTube here. You are committed. And that is why you're here, right? But what happens sometimes when you're committed, you really feel the fear, you feel the terror barrier. But what commitment does when you are committed, it helps you to pass through that terror barrier and you do it anyway. You don't let fear stop you because you're committed. Because people who are committed, they're ready to do whatever is inconvenient. They're ready to invest in themselves. They're ready to spend that 1 hour on themselves every day. They are ready to be coachable. They are ready to take that feedback, what they may not like. But they're ready to improve. They're ready to really learn, unlearn, relearn. Right? So, we don't know how much time we have to live. I mean, I definitely have learned that I'm not going to go and waste any of my time. There's no day go by when I'm not focused on my goal. And I want to work with people who are similar, who want it, who are really prepared to do the work, who are really prepared to go out of their comfort zone, who are committed. For those who are ready to level up, for those who have said yes, for those who have said yes, we are ready to make 2024 is the best year. I'm talking to all of you. We are opening an invitation for you. The invitation is that we would like to invite you to work with us. We would like you to explore, have a chat with us that how we can help you to take you to your goal in 2024. Yes, there are many people who's like, there's a great information we have shared. There's the steps we're going to share tomorrow. You're going to love them. If you want to try yourself, you're more than welcome to. No issue. However, for those who are really committed, for those who understand the value of time and the time is more expensive than money, who are ready to be mentored by the best in the industry. And when I say that, I'm talking about Bob Proctor, because one of the elements we help you with is through his coaching program. It's not the only part, it is one of the elements. If you are willing to invest the time and money to let us help you and show you how to break free, how to create that life of freedom you really want, and you want to become one of those success stories I've shared, and there's so many of them, and I really want you to go through in the guide section and listen to the video which really feel resonated with you. And how we help you is in working with you in 3 different dimensions. Reprogramming your mind, rewiring your mind, that you're already earning that goal income now. We help you spiritually, we help you intellectually, we help you on the physical dimension. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next few slides. Now, if that's you, my friend, I want to say, I hope someone has shared the link in YouTube as well as on Facebook, that there's an application link here. So go ahead and fill out that application form. There's no charges for that. It is truly for us to understand where you at, whether we can actually help you or not. So please go ahead and fill that application for you today if you are really serious to make 2024 as the best year. Now, we're going to help you to create that millionaire self-image we talked about. We're going to help you to shift your paradigms. We're going to help you to create that idea, that offer, the business you may be feeling confused with. You needing clarity. You need help with the really planning. We're going to help you with that. Maybe you are someone who's struggling with the sales because there's no business on this planet. You can't say, well, I'm not in the sales. No, you have to really learn how to get someone else to agree with your idea in whether it is directly or indirectly connected with that. So once you get really good at that, that is going to impact your bottom line. So we're going to take care of that part as well. So it's kind of packaged in a way that you just can't lose if you are coachable and if you are taking the actions. Now, there's 2 offers we are opening. One is the Making My First Million 6 months platinum coaching package. Now, I do want to say that this is something we have offered after many months. We never opened this opportunity before. We have been offering only 12 months. Now, but we do realize everyone is on a different phase in terms of their financial journey. So that is why we opened that for you. Now, that is for 6 months, and that's a platinum level. The second one is the 12 months. That's a gold level coaching package. We're going to help you, like I mentioned, in all 3 dimensions. So I do want to talk about a little bit more on, when you hear someone presenting and when you hear, because at the moment, the internet, the social media is so busy with all these different people, different messages, and it can be so easy to get lost in all that. And it can be hard for you to make a decision. Who do I trust? Or maybe, why do I work with this? Or no, why not with this, right? So I do want you to know, how are we different from others? With our system, we have helped clients in 26 countries as of now, and obviously we're expanding. The method we use is a scientific method used worldwide and developed by the best in the industry. And that is the spiritual element of that. And that is done by Bob Proctor himself. And there's no one on this planet who has the same experience as him. He invested 55 years of his life before he came up with that coaching package, which we will be including in this. Now, you're going to be coached by the top 1% consultant, and I'm grateful to be that, who is the product of this product. I've shared many stories already. I will be sharing more tomorrow. I will be showing you literally my gold cards and some wins, so you can actually see that's real. We have helped our clients to quantum leap their results, manifesting their dream homes, starting their dream businesses, recovering from the health challenge, 2x, 3x, 7x, 20x their income. And in fact, we will have someone share their story with us today. So I hope he's going to join us soon, and you will hear from him live. We are the product of this product. We don't just talk about it. We're not just facilitating. We've lived this, and I've gone through this 16 times myself, one goal after another. Now, one of the things which is really great in our community is accountability. And this is something we've heard from the newbies when they join. The accountability is the best success insurance policy you can have, and you get that very well in our community, right? So, and you're supported from the beginning to the end. You're not going to be lost when you join. So we'll hold your hand right from the beginning to the end, how you go from one step to the another till the end. You do get the opportunities to really have hot seat coaching with us weekly. We do meet weekly, and also there's some work we'll guide you. Okay, this week you're going to do this work, and then next week you do this work. The way it is designed is that we kind of connected every day because we dare to give you any feedback you need. We have helped hundreds of needy students in their education using the 10% of the profit we make. So we want you to know this, because you're not only helping yourself, your growth. By helping yourself, you're going to be helping someone who is probably in that situation and who can't study, and you will be helping them to grow as well. So these things do make a difference. Now, it looks like our client Vishnu is here. So I'm going to get him and share his experience before I continue with the rest. So give me one moment, guys. I just have to close this slide. Vishnu, are you ready? I'm going to add you to the stage. Excellent. How are you?
Hey, Anu, I'm doing amazingly well. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. It's always good to see you. So how's the family? How's the business? Everything is going well?
Amazingly well. Amazingly well.
Excellent. I do want to say thank you. It was a short notice, but thank you for coming in. I do appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, so thank you from the bottom of
Anything,
my heart.
anytime for you, because like you've been a catalyst. So yeah, always grateful for that.
Great. Thank you. So let's get started. So why don't we, as you know, we're running this event, Millionaire Self-Image Challenge. So if you could please share your experience. So let's start with your name, what you do, and where you're from. So if you can introduce yourself, that'd be great.
Amazing. So, as you have introduced, my name is Vishnu. I run a digital agency based out of India, and we also have a coaching academy. So we teach people to become digital entrepreneurs by using the skills of digital marketing. So that's
Great.
how
Yeah.
it is.
And that's a great achievement. When I got to know that, I was like, wow, that's amazing results. Now, what would you say, Vishnu? So I think you started coaching with us. Was it in 2022 or end
Around
of 2021?
yeah, end of 2021. Like it was my
That's when you started, right?
January, November, December. Like I was about to start
Yeah.
2022. Yeah, that was
Yes,
the time
yes.
that we met. Yes.
So it was about this time in 2021. So wow, the time
Yeah.
flies, right? So what would you say your life was like before you joined coaching with us?
Oh, okay. I can barely say I was making what hardly 500 to $600 a month, living in India. But then that was very, very, very low. In terms of mindset, I was like very safety oriented guy before meeting you, and I would say it was terrible. Looking back, a time, I, I was like, wow, was that me now?
Yeah, yeah. And if you remember, when we had a catch up, I think that was a couple of months ago. I was like, "Wow, is that you, Vishnu?" So that's great. It's good that you have been able to achieve all that growth within that short period of time. So, what would you say? How do you feel now compared to, obviously where you were? So you've shared. So, how do you feel now since you've gone through this coaching with us? And I know it's been ended last year, but how are you feeling now?
Life is super. So I would say it's wonderful scaling. I don't even remember, sleeping because of the mindset shift that I got through the blueprint. You know, as I said, like you are the catalyst, and now life is so different. It's like 10, 100x, 150x almost.
Wow, that's great. And obviously, that shows that the kind of person you are, right? And you say, "Oh, I don't really sleep." I mean, I hope that's not really a problem for at home with your wife. But obviously, that tells that this is how hungry you are, and you really want to make it happen. And that is why you've been able to use this material to get these amazing results. So, what would you say in terms
So,
of your goals? You kind of touched on that already. That what kind of goals or the results you had, what would you say has been a shift in terms of the type of the goals you set now and compared to before?
okay, like I said, it was not even 500, 600 per month. Now already crossing 75 to 120K, ish. So
Wow, so
yeah,
that sounds like it has grown since we spoke last as well. So excellent. Wow. And
yes.
if I'm not wrong, Vishnu, I think the very first time when you started the journey, and I remember that call. So I think your goal was making around 10,000 USD a month. And that seemed even so big to you at that time, right?
True. Yeah. So to recall that, that was my uh, like initial conversation that came with you. I was talking to you, and I was behind that, fancy 10K a month. Uh, you know, Anu, can you hear me? Yeah. So I
There
was
was a bit
behind
of a
that fancy.
breakdown. So if you can just repeat the last
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
No,
in the I got caught up in the fancy 10K a month scheme that everyone speaks about in digital. But then I had no idea about how I'm going to do it. But then
yeah.
when I went through the TIR and the blueprint and all those training and material, that showed me that uh, all you have to change is your mindset.
Yeah.
If you can think who you want to be, you will eventually start acting who you want to be, and like
Yeah.
that will take you places.
Yeah, no, amazing. Now, what would you say apart from this, obviously, financial wins you've shared? So you have moved from around 500 USD a month to about making 75 to 100K a month.
Hmm.
So what would you say is there any other win you have experienced apart from that through this coaching?
I would say it's more of a holistic approach, right? So because uh, it all starts here, as you always say, it all starts here, as Bob says. So if you can see it, you can achieve it, right? So
Yeah.
in terms of
You
relationship,
want to
it
talk
is
about this,
super
your
good.
academy, how you started that? Sorry, I think there's a bit of an overlap.
No, no, I was saying about it was so holistic that even my relationship is very, very good. Like, at home, imagine a wife who doesn't even complain, even a husband is not sleeping or, even coming to a home. I'm happy.
Yeah. No, I mean, okay, I'm just gonna stay quiet here, okay? I don't know how I would feel, but that's good. Now, what would you say in terms of? Do you want to add a little bit more on that? How you have now you've started this academy, you're helping others. Do you want to share a little bit more on that?
Yeah, like after 7 years of experience running an agency in digital marketing, now that we teach people all those high income skills of digital marketing that will make them, escape the 9 to 5. So not just
Yeah,
10K, they can make 50K, 100K, whatever, like sitting at their home, at their comfort, with the freedom of time, freedom of money, uh, freedom of travel, and most importantly, peace of mind. So we teach
yeah,
high income skills in the academy, and we make people the digital entrepreneurs so that they escape the nine to
great.
five matrix.
No, that's great. That is so true, right? So one of the principle and science of getting rich is you get rich by helping others. And obviously you've
Exactly.
grown to become that person. And that's exactly why have you achieved this result. So I'm so proud of you. Now, what would you say, any final words to someone who is considering coaching with us and sitting on a fence or maybe feeling a bit of a fearful about the investment bit? What would be your piece of advice to them?
Okay, that's a good question. So I would say, guys, you got to believe yourself, believe Anu, close your mind, close your eyes, pull the trigger, everything will fall in place. Just take action. Like, just jump blindly, she will take you there.
Simple, powerful,
Yeah,
excellent.
that happened to me. So I'm like, it comes from the bottom of
Love
heart.
it.
So yes.
Love it. I'm going to add, sorry, one more question. It comes in my mind because I think that is something recently asked me. Someone
Hmm.
recently asked me that. So I know you are kind of in this industry where you are helping others. You have probably worked with many other people as well. How would
Hmm.
you say you found our community, PSI, as different from others?
Okay. Moving forward in 2024 or even 2020, 2030, community is where people are. For me, relationships or even relations or even close friends didn't help, right, when I started. But community came in helping me. Like, so I'll say you some of my clients, first clients were from the community itself. So, helping each other grow. And I would say in that on that term, this community is one of the most vibrant and energetic community, and there is always someone to help. Like
Yeah.
when you are stuck, like there's always someone to help.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your feedback. And as you know, right, so sometimes when people are kind of at that edge, they just want to hear some real life stories, some real life people. And I do appreciate you coming in and sharing that with us. And yeah, thank you. I know it's a evening, and have a good sleep today, okay?
I have my
Thank
sessions
you.
in an hour, so it's
Okay, wow.
pretty hard
What's
to
the time
prepare.
over there? It's around 7 p.m.?
It's yeah, half. It's 6:15
Yeah.
in the evening. So I have a session at 7. It goes till 10. So and then I have to work on something else. So it's I don't know. Anyways, anytime for you. Like happy to be
Okay,
here.
thank you so much, Vishnu. Appreciate you. Have a
All
great
right.
evening. All right. Thank you, guys. I hope this story has inspired you. This has really made you believe that everything what we're talking about here is really, it can move you in terms of where you're feeling stuck. It is really going to move you to where you want to be. So just give me one moment while I'm sharing my slide back again. Let me know when you can see. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, who would like to share that? What was your kind of aha moment listening to the story? Who would like to achieve the results same as Vishnu? Let me know if that's you. Okay, there's something has gone wrong. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to close my slide and then restart. If I cannot, I'm just going to go like that. So, okay, it looks like we have to go without the slide. No, actually, I do want to share something. So bear with me. Inia, do you want to come in for a minute? And I'm just going to, if you can just share maybe the work they have done yesterday. Just come in for a couple of minutes, please. Thank you.
Okay, so how has it been with everyone? I hope you've done the assignments, and I hope that you got a shift, a mental shift, just by doing the assignment. If you did the assignment, let me see in the chats. And how are you finding it so far? I think one of the greatest things that I learned today is that when there's nothing to lose, you can risk everything. So, what do you think about that? I know that there's no one who is here today that hasn't benefited from today's session. So, let's quickly go through, just briefly look at the questions and see how many of you could just give us quick answers to what you wrote. Let's see. So you learned what self-image was yesterday. And the assignment was, what do you really feel about yourself? So how do you really feel about yourself? On a scale of 1 to 10 now, having listened to day 1 and almost through with day 2. So put it in the chat box. What do you really feel about yourself? From when you came in yesterday till today, what do you really feel about yourself? Have we sorted this? Have we sorted it out? Okay, looks like we have. Okay, so where are your answers? I want to hear on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you place yourself now, having listened to this? And I hope you've been able to 10. Wow, amazing. And I know Mr. Roderick, because we spoke yesterday and I could feel the fire burning within. So yes, I know 10. And for those of you who wrote in your assignments about how you have self-doubt and all that, I hope you've been able to become aware of your inner dialogue so that you can change it. You have everything, okay, pretty good in terms of energy and confidence. Level 8, that's really good. Sharad, right? That's really good. 10, oh yeah, Pragati, I know you're a 10. Pragati, I know you're a 10, yeah, sure. So I hope you've also been able to know who do I have to become to achieve my dreams? You have to become the person that you want to be. And I think there was something Vishnu said. He said, think like the person you want to be, and then you'll start acting like the person you want to be. Ritesh is on a 10 also. I love this. Amazing. Thank you so much. And I also hope you've been able to kind of tweak your beliefs about yourself, because some of the time we find out that it's our own self-doubt. We tend to second guess ourselves all the time. No, make the decision. And right, there's no how on this journey of life that you're not going to, make mistakes or do that. But don't let that stop you. Somebody said 10 plus 1. I love that. I love that. Shimmy. Shimmy, yes, I know. You are virtually on fire now. In fact, we need to catch up because I need to know what's happening around you. So, everyone, thank you so much for doing the assignment. Okay, it looks like she has had to log out. Okay, so while we're waiting for her to come in, let me just say that I'm sure you've learned a lot, because there's been a lot of transformative power from the 2 days that you have spent here. And I'm sure that's, we call it neurogenesis, like there are new thought threads being birthed in your mind, in your brain right now. And that's exactly why we are here, because the whole idea is to reprogram your mind for improved and expanded thinking so that you can upgrade yourself for 2024. 2024 is coming. It's just coming. It's what do you call it? It's neither for or against. Do you understand? But it's the way that you receive it that it's going to come to you. So how do you want your 2024 to be? Like, I want 2024 to be one of the best years of my life. And like Anu said, it's not like it's not going to come with challenges. It will come with challenges. But the thing is, I'm ready for the challenges, right? So one of the things I know is that you cannot gain a millionaire dollar mindset with $10 habits. You cannot gain a millionaire dollar mindset with $10 habits. And that's what Anna was saying, that the results I have are based on the habits that I have. So it's time to uplevel your game. It's time to uplevel your game to a new way of being for yourself and not anyone else. So today's assignment is going to help you to do that, because you're going to visualize yourself in a movie format. And one thing I love about movies is it gives you freedom to imagine. It gives you freedom to imagine. Like, there's no limit to your imagination. And that's why I love children's cartoons. A child's cartoon, you can be anything. You can see people, the characters, their eyes will fall out of their heads, right? And pop back into their heads. So that's the power of imagination. And I need you to really utilize it this time. So, I can tell you that I was at such a point when I realized that I need to prepare myself for what I want for my 2024. And this is a great opportunity. And I saw this post on IG and I loved it and I use it a lot. What you see someone do, so we're looking at Anu and I'm seeing the posts and I'm seeing people really commenting on how, flawless she is. But do you know that there's a lot of effort behind the scenes? So for her to appear effortless require the effort. Like, if you go to the backstory or backstage of her life, and you're going to see she had to put those lights together and all of that and present it to you, making it look effortless. Right. Are we okay now, Anu? Yes, we are. Great.
All right, I'm so sorry, Urian. But finally, I'm back. So do apologize for this few minutes of delay, but I promise I'm going to make it. Okay. So thank you, Inia, for coming in and really handling the show. So, all right. So where we were talking about our system, and I really want to say thank you, Vishnu, for coming in and sharing, and thank you, everyone, for bearing with us. Okay. So obviously, there's some things we have no control over, but what did we learn from here, right? So the crisis, how can we use that as a strength? So maybe that is a lesson for us to kind of be more prepared next time. Or how can we handle this kind of situation? Maybe we need to be prepared with something, an exercise, if this happens, so we can handle that by making you guys feel that there's no waste of your time when you're doing some activity. So see, there's a lesson, right? But anyway, let's get back to this. So this is how you would find us different. As Vishnu has mentioned, the accountability is something which you find is really great in our community. You will be supported from beginning to the end. You will have hot seat live coaching opportunities where you can have any of your questions answered. That's where the intellectual knowledge comes from. And we help with your profit, to those underprivileged children who can't afford their studies. So be assured that you will be helping them as well, not only just yourself by
Anu, you have disappeared from the screen. We can't see you. Right.
Okay, there's something's not right. But anyway, did you miss much? Okay.
You may
I'm
need
just
to
gonna
a little bit, go back a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so Yuli, so I really want to share a couple of stories from our previous clients. I want you to see that how these steps we help people to really achieve the quantum leaps in their lives. Now, Yuli, she reached her goal of making 375,000 USD within 4 months, and where it was her goal of achieving that in 12 months. Now she has actually signed up for one-on-one mentorship, and she is ready to go to the next level and even making, her goals. She's so amazing, great student. And obviously it does happen when you are coachable. And one-on-one mentorship is, further commitment in terms of the investment as well. And obviously she's done that because she has experienced the results. Now, again, please listen to her story. It's in the guide section. Now, there's another one I want to share. And I think I would say he would be probably one of the clients I know that he's taken the longest in terms of making the decision. He was going and struggling with his paradigms. But again, now he's a great student, and he started with us about 3.5 months ago, and he's improved his mental health, physical health, gained clarity on what he wanted, because that was one of the things he was experiencing, he was struggling with. And then now he's manifested, actually this story is not updated, he's manifested more than 100,000. I believe it is about $200,000 to start his business. Now, that was a challenge. He was wanting to start his business, but he was struggling. The kind of business he was wanting to start, he didn't have the financial resources, and he's been able to manifest that within 3.5 months. Now, why he was able to make the decision, even though he took long, because his desire overrided the paradigms. So he took the decision anyway and joined, and now he's committed and he's making things happen. Now, this can be you too, right? But obviously you will have to go through that growth by making that decision, which is probably going to make you feel uncomfortable. And this is what it is all about, right? Now, it does come down to this. I know I asked you this question before, are you committed? But I want you to understand there's a difference between the interested and committed. If you are interested, you're going to do only whatever is convenient. You will have the goals, you will have the dreams, but you won't do that because it's not necessary for you. You will allow your stories, you will allow your circumstances to control you. But when you are committed, you will step up. You will say yes to yourself. You will say yes to your dreams. You will become the person, really who's capable of breaking through that fear, that barrier, and take the action anyway. Now, you know what? From here onwards, you have three potential future from here. Three different options you have. And I would really want you to see that. Now, this is this blue box that today, this is where you are right now. Okay? Now, one of the option is it can go much worse than where you are, because like I said, you either create or disintegrate. There's nothing in the middle. So that can be with your doubt, fear, anxiety, uncertainty, worry, panic. That's one option. That can be one potential future. The other one can be just similar to what you're achieving now. And that means you're just simply surviving, right? So 6 to 8 months from now, everything is going to be the same because you haven't made any change or you haven't made any decision. Or one option can be that you can be way better, right? You can really have the focus, the planning, the help, the guidance, and follow some steps and really take the actions and get this result, what you really want in 2024. But what is possible for you? What is that possible predictability for you by using this system, this coaching packages we've opened, the invitation for? If you choose that, the possible predictability for you is that your result is going to be this top line. Only, obviously, because if you're going to be coachable. Now, you do have the option of, what level of success do you want? There's different levels to that. Pro, you want to be just aware of this information, and that's exactly what you're doing at this event. You want to take it to the skill level, the kindergarten level, grade school, high school, university, or pro. It's all up to you. And we have got different options. So not only 6 months and 12 months, we do have different options, depending on where you want to be and, where your circumstances are. We can help you. We can meet you there. However, it comes down to what level do you want. You can choose 6 months, you can choose 12 months. And, I really want you to have a look into a little bit more deeper that how it actually works. Now, the part one of whether you choose 6 months or 12 months, is the part one is where we will be offering you this live coaching every week. We'll be helping you solve any challenges you face in real time. There will be quarterly question and answer session with different experts, success advisors. And what I mean by PGI here is Proctor Gallagher Institute, is the institute of Bob Proctor himself. So you will be getting those quarterly. You will be joining a community. Now, Vishnu touched on that, how powerful our community is, because that is truly, when you are surrounded by the right people who are there to encourage you, not to judge you, not to, have that kind of a jealousy feeling, you really, that can take you with so much speed to where you want to be. And that is part of that, this part one, right? Now here, that take care of your intellectual dimension, because we help you to create the plan. We help you to answer any questions, any offer, any business idea you want to discuss. This is where this comes in. So that's the intellectual dimension we help you with. The part two is the 12 steps scientific and proven method developed by Bob Proctor himself, a video coaching dashboard access and the coaching around that as well. That takes care of your spiritual element of the goal. Now, I always talk about this, that when you really want to get to your goal, you got to have you got to know how you are operating in 3 dimensions, because we are spiritual being living in this physical body, have a mind. So we operate in 3 dimensions. So we need to work on in all dimensions towards our goal. And that's when you really make the quantum leap. So part 2 take care of that spiritual element. The part 3 is where we help you with the physical dimension. So that's where we bring the Path to Agreement coaching program, and that's really helps to take your business to the next level, where you may struggle with the sales, or you may struggle with really getting people on board with your idea. That is going to take care of that. That's going to take care of the physical element of your goal. Now, you've already heard from Vishnu, right, in his results, so we don't need to go through that. Now, what should you do from here? What should you do from here? First you need to get a divorce. Well, you're probably thinking, what are you talking about, Anu? I need to get divorced to get quantum leaps. I hope my husband is not there listening to this. Now, wait, I'm not finished yet, right? So what I mean by that you need to get divorced from your limiting beliefs. You need to get divorced from that story which is not working for you. You need to get divorced from those excuses which are stopping you. You need to get divorced from that fear which is stopping you. You need to truly divorce from all those disempowering thoughts, emotions. They are holding you back, keeping you away from your dreams and goals. You need to take divorce from all that, and everything you want is truly just outside of your current comfort zone. Now, you may say, well, that's far away. No, it is just outside of your comfort zone, and you have to take that step to really become that better version of yourself. And when you divorce from all that, you're going to make it happen. Now, this is another one of our client, and again, her story is available in the guide section. Richa has been able to multiply her income by 10 times since she started with us, and she got really courage to remove herself from a toxic relationship. Now she's earning more than 1 crore, and people who belongs to India, they know what that means. And this is truly, she is living her life the way she wanted. She's building on the portfolios, then she's building investments, and that's all began with that one decision she made to start the coaching with us. And she went through the same blueprint what Vishnu talked about, and in fact they both were in the same group. So you can see how this is truly changing lives, right? Now, anybody here wants to 7 times, 10 times their income? Say me if that's you. Anybody wants to 7 times their income? How will it feel next week if you say yes to this opportunity today? You could start, putting this processes in place. You could start this blueprint. You could really start working on that goal plan we will create together and start working on that. And you could probably fall into that 5% who really make their goal. However, if you don't decide, say, not have a coach and not have the accountability, not have that proven system, what that is going to do is that's probably going to make you fall into that 95% of the category who are probably going to still stay stuck in that, one of the picture I showed you where you're kind of going and surviving in the similar. So it's really your choice where you want to be. One thing I really want you to understand, when you really let the investment to stop and stop you to do what you really want to do, what is truly the real cost of not committing to your goals? What is truly really the cost of not doing what you really want to do? You know what? Stress, anxiety, doubt, worry, uncertainty, feeling embarrassed, feeling stuck, discomfort. That is all the cost of you not making the decision, not passing through that terror barrier, which is probably stopping you. What is really the cost of your income struggle? I want you to ask yourself, Who other than you suffer from your mindset? Who other than you suffer from your ignorance? Who other than you suffer from your lack of commitment, from your lack of courage? Probably your kids, right? Your family, your spouse, or maybe the charities you could help, right? So you're going to be aware of that, right? It's not only you who's going to be impacted by lack of your decision, it is all of those people. That's again another guy. I really want you to have a look into that in your own time, because we kind of have lost a few minutes already because of this technical issue. So this guy, Ian, was able to, he's made some life-changing results using exactly the same blueprint. Now, if you say, well, Anu, what if I don't have time and I don't have money? And I really want you to do this quick exercise if you can. And obviously the replay watchers, when you do that, please answer that question for me. I really want you to quickly do this exercise for me. I hope you guys are good with math and you have a calculator. Let's do this. Now, tell me, what is your monthly income now? Or you don't have to put in the comments, just put it in on your paper. And I just need an answer after you've completed this calculation. So one step, what is your current monthly income? Second, how much I would like to make as my monthly income. So for example, your income right now is 10,000 a month. What you want to make is 50,000 a month. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to minus and subtract that difference, which is 40,000 a month, and then multiply that by 12 times. So what that figure is for you, what is your monthly income now? How much you wish to make as a monthly income, and whatever the difference is in between those two figures, multiply that by 12 times and let me know what that comes to. How much is that? And in this example, which I shared with you, so based on this $40,000 difference, that figure would be 480,000. That's how I want you to do this exercise. Now, whatever that figure comes for you, imagine if you achieved that income, that figure which you really want to, if you achieved that with our help, what could you do with that additional income? What could you do with that additional income? What that figure is for you? I'm not able to see the comments, so I hope you're answering. And I hope you get the point, right? That I really want you to do this exercise in your own time. So what that figure comes to, and then see if you really make that decision today and where that additional income is going to take you. How it is going to impact your kids, how it is going to impact your life, how it is going to impact that how many people are you going to be able to help and maybe help in the charity, right? And that's okay if your monthly income is 0, but where you want to be, maybe that's 10,000. Now, what's the difference? The difference is 10,000, and then multiply that by 12. So it doesn't matter where you are right now. The idea is where you want to be and what is the cost of not making the decision. Now, there's an infinite supply of money. When you say, I can't afford this, you can afford anything. And, when you make the committed decision, I already shared in one of the slides, money shows up because it's a law. It helps you. Money can never stop you. Never. As long as you make the committed decision, it's going to show up. It always does because it's by law. In my story, that's exactly how I did. Now, there's one thing called advanced decision making, and that truly helps you because, when you do any bookings, you travel, you do any hotel bookings, whatever, right? Now you make the advanced decisions. You book the flight, you book the hotel, you book the car rental, you book all the activities you want to do there. You make all those decisions beforehand. Why? Because you trust that everything is going to happen as planned, right? Similarly, if someone is fasting, it doesn't take them long to say, no, I can't eat that, I'm fasting today, because there's an advanced decision making, because then there's no struggle. Similarly, if you can do that for your goals, if you can do that for your dreams, right? You made that mind already, I'm going to make it happen. Then it's not really a question. It is going to show up. But when it comes to your goals, you don't make that advanced decision making because you have no faith. You doubt whether it is going to work for me or not. Where we should be doing exactly the same how you do in your travel, or maybe how you do in any of your arrangement where you're doing the advanced bookings, right? Always follow your inner guide. Always follow that. You know the answer already right now. You know that already. You have that feeling. Your intuition is always guiding you. Listen to that and take that step today. Whatever that is, whether it is to say yes or whether it is to say no, that's okay. But take that step. Don't stay in the middle. Yes or no. Do that today. And I guess just to conclude in this next 2 slides, life is important and its best life is short. You know, you have the potential to do anything you choose, really anything. You know, you don't want to live and leave this planet with the regrets. You know, I really love this quote from Les Brown. When I heard that, I was like, wow, it really, you know, I really had goosebumps reading that. Imagine being on your deathbed and standing around you is the ghost of the dreams, the ideas, the abilities, the talents given to you by life. And that you, for whatever reason, you never went after that dream. You never acted on those ideas. You never used them, talents. You never used those gifts. And there they are standing beside your bed, looking at you with the large angry eyes saying, we came to you and only you could have given us the life. And now we must die with you forever. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? When I read that the very first time, I was like, wow, no way. No way. No limiting yourself, right? You know, at the end of the day, if you have a certain dream, a certain desire, you have been chosen to have that. Not everyone has that dream, that desire. So if you've been chosen for that, your dreams are like your kids. You need to nurture them. You need to take care of them. Because if you won't, guess what? No one will. No one will. So I'm going to invite my friend Inia to come and share the assignment for today. But before that, I do want to apologize again for the inconvenience, but that's part of life, right? Do watch that in the replay. And I'm going to come up with a way how I can offer you something as an apology gift to really for this inconvenience. But give me some time. I'll come back to you on that tomorrow, okay? Thank you, Inia.
Thank you. I think that was great. A good opportunity to learn how to take crisis and turn to opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Very practical teaching there. Thank you for everyone who, stayed through with us through it all. And I just want you to know, because I know that there are several people here who have been attending all our events, and I want you to know that you keep attending our events and applying the learnings. Just know that you are creating a vortex of power for yourself. And I'm telling you, it will manifest in due season. Just know that. So far as you're listening and you're applying, it will manifest in due season. And that's exactly why we have put this event out, so that you can be upgraded to the next version of yourself by investing your time and focus in learning, which you have done here today. So tomorrow promises to be another great day where you will get to learn about millionaire secrets. Yes. So make sure you're here. You're also going to listen to more testimonials, and it's going to be great as always. And as I prepared for this event, I learned something very profound, and that is that there is a difference between believing something and actually knowing it to be true. But there has to be a knowing for there to be there has to be a believing before there is a knowing. So you must believe and get to a point where you know it as truth. So do you believe that you can earn in millions? Do you believe that you can be a millionaire? That's one thing. Do you believe? Okay. But you must also know that you have the ability and the capacity to make it happen. You must know that you have it. The people who are doing it are not different from you in any way. Mental faculties are the same, the time are the same. They're human beings just like you and I. So believing, yes, knowing, another thing. So self-image is a strong knowing that you are made for more. The millionaire self-image is a strong knowing that you are made for more, regardless of current levels or circumstances. Remember what we learned here. Circumstances, I make them. So you must learn to see things as they are without being intimidated. Like somebody said here that my income is zero. My dear, I want to tell you, don't even let that intimidate you. You must begin to operate from a level of faith that believes with conviction that, yes, I may not have it in my hand, but it does not mean it doesn't exist. It may not have appeared to me physically, but I know it will come together because I have the ability and the capacity to make it happen. So Shara, that's for you. You just know that, the journey between what is now to what it can be, it needs your courage and your confidence. And that comes from being with people who are going in the same direction as you and who are unwilling to compromise. You saw it in real time, right? So Anu refused to compromise. She said, no, I'm going to make this thing has to work. And it did. So commitment is non-negotiable. Thank you for everyone who is here because it tells me that you are committed. And I hope that same commitment will make you come up here tomorrow again. Now, today's assignment, okay, so we've seen that what we're going to learn tomorrow, millionaires, successful, how millionaires, successful people, how do they think, act, and feel? And of course, what the common traits for success are. And of course, we're going to have a question and answer session, hot seat coaching, and live interviews. So today's assignment was intentionally and deliberately crafted to get you started in the right direction. And I recommend that you do it now. As soon as we end it here, do it, post it in the group and tag us. And I ask that you make the time to do it. This particular assignment is very crucial for upgrading your self-image. So you must find a quiet time and space anywhere. Could be your garden, could be when everyone has gone to sleep at night. If you have to trade in your lunch, please do so, and make sure that you sit still until you get the answers, because the answers are inside you. Do not let the noises, your external noises, to mess up your frequency. Okay, that's what I want you to do. And remember that it is the implementation that shifts the needle and builds the momentum that you need to create. Because what you're doing, actually, you're going into intentional creation mode. Okay, the same way that you see people in movies and all these animators, how they create, that's what you're doing. You're creating. So we want you to jumpstart your creative juices and stretch your imagination to what your life can become, regardless of what it looks like now. So you're seeing it on the screen. You're going to imagine that your life is a movie, that is being played out, and you are the director. So what kind of movie is it? You're the director, you're the producer, you're the casting agent, you're the executive director, you're even the financier of it. So you have to ask yourself, what is the movie like? What kind of movie is it? What kind of movie do you want it to be? Who are the characters? You are the one that dictates all of these things. So take a good look at the questions and name 6 people who are doing what you would like to do or how you would like to live. And then what are the qualities that you admire in them? Okay, you're going to write that down, and then you're going to relax and visualize yourself living those qualities in you. And of course, you're going to share your responses to these questions. So please make sure that you do them. Now, listen to this. By doing your assignment, you are showing deep respect for yourself and your life. And so while you're doing it, I want you to allow yourself feel the emotion. Let there be a flow of it, because then that is showing that there is alignment. Okay? You're aligning between your spirit, mind, and body. And this is part of what we teach here as a requirement for that winning millionaire self-image. The more emotions that you feel, the more likely you are going through that process. So when you feel those emotions, you know that you're going through the process. And please be honest with yourself, because self-awareness is the process, is the key. And I love how someone phrased it. She said, the only right answer is the honest answer. So please be honest while you're doing the work. And like I said, the best place to start is where you are. So it doesn't matter what it is, start right there. So your greatest achievement is you. You are your greatest investment. You are your best asset. Remember that. So if you could place a monetary value on yourself, what would it be? Have you thought about that? The truth is that there is no financial cost that is worth your value. But you investing in your own growth and development creates room for you in the right places. So that's what happens when you add value to yourself by personal development and by learning new things and by applying them and teaching others. Do you know what you're doing? You're creating room for yourself, and the universe is also creating room for you. So remember that it is the diligent man who creates room for himself before kings. Remember that. So do not hesitate to book a call with us so you can be ready and upgraded for 2024. Nothing beats being in the right community. And I can tell you that I'm a testament to it, because I have begun to discover parts of me I didn't even know were there. They are challenged out. They are being challenged out. Okay, so there's nothing better than being in the right community and under proper mentorship. And I can tell you one thing, that the investment is nothing compared to the value and the results that you get. And you heard that from Vishnu today. And if you go to our Facebook guide, you'll see all the other testimonials there. So what I want you to do is to get up and show up for yourself. Get up and show up for yourself. Someone once said that if your path is foggy and you can't see that much ahead, take the first step, the nearest step, the first nearest step, and as you can, and you'll find out you're one step closer to your desire, even if it is a baby step. Take the step, and booking the call is that baby step that you can take. So please take this shot for yourself. You are that important. Take this shot for yourself and watch a new world unfold for you. Let me tell you something. There is nothing more magical than, looking back from the location of where you wanted to be, right? Looking back to where you were and feeling that deep satisfaction of, I did it. There's nothing as magical as that. And for people, saying to you, wow, we didn't believe you could, but you did. So this cannot happen when you're in a place of safety. You have to be ready to step out. Because remember that no decision is a decision. Remember that. So make the decision, get your creative juices flowing now, do the assignment, and come on board with us to start building that new self-image. So the assignment is on the screen. You can screen grab it. The workbook is in your email if you registered for the event, and in the guide section of the group if you are watching in the group. So the most important thing is that you get to work doing it. And once you have done so, post it in the group. Don't post it in the comment section. Post it in the main group so that it's easy for us to locate. And then you can tag myself, Anu, or Pragati, and we'll cheer you on. So as a reminder, a success advisor has been allocated to you if you registered. But if you don't know who yours is, you can mention it and we will get back to you on that. Now, as is our regular practice to let you feel our appreciation of you, all who show up live and submit their assignments will go through a draw and win a special prize. We always do that. It's part of what we do. And if you had an aha moment or you heard something that you're still struggling with, struggling to accept, just know that we are here to help you. Book a call with us and get clarity. I think the application link was put in the comment section. If you need the link, if you haven't seen it, let us know and we'll send it to you. Also, if you have any question or need any extra support, do not hesitate to let us know. Remember that your win is our win, and we want to see you win. We want to see your current self-image shift, and we need you to know that it can be a reality. We have witnesses and people who have actually gone through that. So what are we expecting tomorrow? Okay, we've said that. Make sure you are here live if possible, but otherwise do watch the replay, which is going to be on for 7 days starting yesterday. Okay, so prepare yourself for a Q&A session tomorrow. Make sure, I think we had some questions from yesterday, which will be addressed also. And I want to add here that if you want to be part of the hot seat coaching segment, please DM me for further information. I'll give you information. It's only available for 2 people. So there are only 2 slots available. Make good use of the opportunity. And it's only the 2 people who first apply that will be given access. So please make sure you have a clear internet network, because we don't want what happened the last time. And make sure that your video is on. So you have to be willing to have your video on. And for anyone who is interested, please take note. I will need to know your name. I will need to know what you do. And I would need to know in what area you want to be coached. What is the problem or the challenge that you have? Okay, so watch the replay as many times as you want to. Remember, repetition is the mother of learning. I am going to watch it again myself. And join us back here tomorrow, 9 p.m. Brisbane time. Check your time converters so you can get to know the actual time in your zones and work on being here live. You know, the energy is different when you are live. But if you're watching the replay, make sure that you notify us where you're watching from. Just put #replay and where you watched it from. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. We don't want you to miss it. Make sure you're here. Make sure you post your homework in the group. And thank you so much for joining us today. Bye-bye.